the story here is with Eric Adams. He's the mayor of New York. And it's really interesting because the mayor of New York is very, very pro-immigration. And New York as a state, and New York City specifically, is a sanctuary city. He has said in the past, we should protect our immigrants. Yes, New York City will remain a sanctuary city under an Adams administration. Hashtag Eric on NBC. That's what he put on Twitter, or what is now known as X. But it seems that he has changed his tune a little bit. I want to play this clip for you. It's clip 3 of Eric Adams, what he has recently said about the immigration situation.
Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian-speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem. Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We got a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut. Every service in this city is going to be impacted. All of us. And so I say to you, as I turn it over to you, this is some of the most educated, some of the most knowledgeable, probably more of my commissioners and deputy commissioners and chiefs live in this community. So as you ask me a question about migrants, tell me what role you played. How many of you organized to stop what they're doing to us? How many of you were part of the movement to say, we're seeing what this mayor is trying to do, and they're destroying New York City? It's going to come to your neighborhoods. All of us are going to be impacted by this. I said it last year when we had 15,000. I'm telling you now, with 110,000, the city we knew we're about to lose. And we're all in this together, all of us. Staten Island is saying, send them out to Manhattan. Manhattan is saying, send them out to Queens. Queens is saying, send them out to Brooklyn. No, it's not the game we can play. Open the floor up.
All right, the floor is open. So the situation here is pretty amusing to me because he comes out and he's very much, if you had told me this was a Republican, I would have believed you. If you had told me, oh, this was a Donald Trump speech, I would have been like, oh yeah, that makes sense to me. But yet it's the Democrat mayor of New York City who is very, very pro-immigration when no immigrants were coming into New York City. But then Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis start sending people to the sanctuary cities because, you know, they're sanctuary cities. And I've been told, I've been credibly informed that Texas and Florida are very not welcoming. We're not a good place to live. Very dangerous to be here. That we hate people. We hate immigrants. So why would they want to be here? I don't know why they want to be here. So we're very kindly and charitably sending them to places that are sanctuaries. And yet, what's the response from the New York mayor? We don't want you. Go home. Get out of here. You're going to ruin New York. Wow. That seems kind of xenophobic. Very strange. Very strange how the tune changes when it affects your community. In fact, this is one of the statements he made. He said, this weekend we learned that Governor Abbott is once again deciding to play politics with people's lives by resuming the busing of asylum seekers to New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Denver, and Washington, D.C. In addition to calling Texas governor morally bankrupt, Adams also accuses him of racism. Of course. But does that make him racist now because of his comments about illegal immigrants going to ruin New York City? I wonder. It is also impossible to ignore the fact that Abbott is now targeting 5 cities run by black mayors. He said, but put plainly, Abbott is using the crisis to hurt black-run cities. Wait, are you saying having illegal immigrants are going to hurt cities? I thought that was going to help the city. I thought they're sending their best, right? People who are going to be producing, people who are going to be helping the city, creating more culture, creating more jobs, filling jobs that are in demand. Isn't that what I was told? That's what I was told. So if Governor Abbott is sending the illegal immigrants to your cities, to black-run cities, isn't he helping black-run cities? How is it hurting? Very interesting. It's almost as if they just say whatever is necessary to hurt the cities that don't affect them. It's as if they don't care about anybody but themselves. Now, at first I was like, this is a very interesting story and very good that these people I'm getting mugged by reality. I'm like, all right, well, there you go. They're getting mugged by reality. Now they're going to be forced into recognizing this is a real problem and push for more strict immigration laws, right? That's what you'd assume, right? No, that's not what happened. Instead, here's what I learned here. Officials who requested anonymity told the LA Times that the Biden administration is, quote, considering forcing some migrant families who enter the country without authorization to remain near the border in Texas while awaiting asylum screening, effectively limiting their ability to travel within the United States. Many of these mayors are encouraging the federal government to put in a, quote, stay in Texas law to force them to not be able to send them anywhere else, that they have to all stay in Texas. Under the plan, certain migrant families would be forced to, quote, to remain in Texas or possibly other border states by tracking their location through GPS monitoring devices such as ankle bracelets, end quote. Isn't that interesting? So instead of learning their lesson, being like, you know what? That's crazy. I thought that this was going to be great, but now that I'm witnessing it firsthand, Texas was so right. Florida, y'all were so right. I'm sorry. Let's fix this. Let's make things better. Instead, they're like, whoa, y'all need to make y'all states worse, but our states, we don't want any of that. Very interesting. The other interesting thing is this is not just the case in New York City. See, Texas has bused over 35,000 migrants to D.C., New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, Denver, L.A. D.C., they sent 1,100. In New York City, they sent 11,300 to D.C., 13,000 to New York, 6,700 to Chicago, 2,600 to Philadelphia, 1,000 to Denver, and 480 to L.A. Now,